Right. In this video, we'll be going over the continuation of the HTML5 tutorials. So in this video, we'll be continuing with our website. So we'll be adding a menu page to our website. So our website already has a few pages, which we have done in the previous tutorials. So in this tutorial, we'll just be starting with the just a normal web page layout for HTML5. So we'll just move these comments down to the bottom. Don't worry about those right now. We'll look at them after. Excuse me. So we have doc type space HTML. And here we have HTML. We'll add the closing block for the HTML. So there's no warnings. Sorry, there's no errors. There's just warnings. That's just the color. I know it looks like it's an error color, but it's not. It's I think it's oranger compared to red. It doesn't say there's a problem with it, I think. What's this? Can't see this here. Okay, why did that bring that to the top? For some reason that isn't highlighted, so I was just concerned. But anyways, we'll just go with the next tag. So add the head tag. Then we'll add the closing tag for the block. We can add a comment here. We'll probably just skip that. So here we can have a meta tag here, or a block here. So meta care set points to UTF -8. So here we have a title block here. We'll just call that curbside tie mobile menu. Or you could just go here with the restaurant mobile menu. So then here we'll have title here. So we had our title, metadata here. We'll just link the CSS with the link href line. So I'm just going to have a file here. I'll try to upload that to the GitHub. If not, you can just use any CSS styling or just leave this out. Here we'll have rel points to style sheet. And we'll just close that block there. Here we'll say link href points to ct_layout. So layout 2.css. Do we have layout 2? What layout do we have? Okay, so we have that. We'll say space here, rel points to string style sheet. Close the block there. That should close our head tag, or head block, and then here we'll have, open a body block here, we'll say body, and we'll indent it here, we'll say header class. Points to logo. I'll add an image here, so we'll say img src points to ct underscore logo. So it's a picture file. You can just use any picture, or I'll try to upload this later on. Here we'll say alt points to the string curbside tie. So slash header. So we'll close the header block here, then we'll say article. Here we'll say h1. Mobile menu. Close our h1. Close the oops. Close the article block here. Here we'll say footer. So that's the address of the restaurant with a bullet point here. It's 8226 and %# 8226 semicolon. Let's make up an address here. Let's go with Seafair Drive. Say Richmond, BC. We'll add a non-breaking space here, so %, NBSP, semicolon, and then postal code. Something like that. And here we'll say there's a phone number here. Alright, so then we'll just close our footer here. We already have our closing HTML tag actually, so that should be fine like that. This maybe needs a slash on there. Okay, so that should be fine here. So I'm just going to check if this runs. So I'm just going to click the run button in the top right corner. So it seems to be running. On the top right corner we have our centered in the page we have the logo and then the information, the footers underneath. Okay, so now we'll paste some of the data in from below here. So you can just add this text, copy it out, or just insert some random stuff. Doesn't really matter. So you want it under the mobile menu H1 tag without the comment, because we don't want it to turn into a comment. So let's go under here, new line, paste it in like that. Control V, whatever it is for a Mac, Option or Command V or something. So I'm just going to save that, Control S, and then click Run in the top right corner again. There you go, it should be running. Can't see that, but it's running. Looks like a website. Close the entire menu. Okay, so we'll close the entire menu with a D. Is that D1 or DL? Description list. Okay. So we're going to add a list to this. Okay, so let's add a list to this. That should take a while. Okay. This might take a while, so we had not that long, but it could take a little bit here. So what we have to do is add a description list to this, which is kind of tricky. One sec here, let's have a sip of my water. So here we'll add the DT tag. Actually, no. First we'll add the. So right here to the mobile menu, which we don't need this second part here, so we'll just delete that. So here first we'll add the description list tag, which is just DL. We'll go below and finish that with the closing block for that DL tag. Okay, so now we'll add the DT tag for description. What does that stand for again? DT stands for the element. And the description is DT. Okay, why did they choose those acronyms? Not sure why. Perhaps with elements, so maybe the T in element. Not sure, never seen a naming convention like that. That's right. so let's just go with that. Maybe DE would have been better, but that's what they chose, so we'll just go with that here. So we'll just say first that we want this basil beef sesame salad enclosed within a DT tag, or a DT block, whatever. So just like that. Then here we'll close that with a slash and then DT. Okay, so that's one down and like 10 more to go. So we have DD. So that's the element and the description. So this is the element and then the description is this. Spicy Angus beef and sweet basil on top of a fresh spring mix. Red cabbage, carrot, cucumber, and tomato served with sesame vinaigrette. So that's what it is. So here we'll just go with DD space, and then I'll just enclose that here. Oops, not CC, DD. So now each menu item will be a description element with DT. Oops. Then here we'll do the DT closing tag as well. And the description of curbside race is just DD. I think this should have been here. Here we'll just add the next element. So we'll go with garlic pepper chicken. So that's going to be DT space angle bracket slash DT. Close it. Here we'll have the description tag here. So let's go with DD space, and we'll enclose that down here with the slash DD pad thai. I don't think I've ever had that. I'd make it at home, but the thing is, it usually has peanuts in it, which I don't, which I'm allergic to. I usually don't have peanuts. That's why I never really had it. I cook all this stuff at home. I don't eat. I can make pretty much anything. I mean, I don't eat out. I usually just eat at home, cook stuff. I know a lot of the generation today doesn't know how to cook. I was lucky to learn because I stayed home and helped my mom, and I learned. That's pretty much it. So DT here, we'll just go with the description. Let's go with this tag. We'll enclose that with the closing element tag. And underneath that here we'll have DD for the description. I know a lot of my friends that just they eat out every day, which is pretty crazy. Couldn't imagine doing that. Getting ready to go to a restaurant every day, that's like crazy. Even multiple times a day, that's just, I know a lot of people that do that. It's crazy. It's completely different than my lifestyle. So we have DD and then DD. And we'll just put this tag around the Thai red curry, so we'll have DT here for another element. I guess some people can't cook at all, so they don't really have a choice, but that's kind of crazy. Underneath here we'll have DD and DD. That should be all. So I'll just save that and run it to see how it looks. So it actually looks pretty nice. So it looks like a menu on a website. So it actually looks nice. So that's the end of this tutorial. In the next tutorial we'll add a page of times and location, so like their opening hours, business information. So thanks for watching, guys. If you guys liked the video, you can like and subscribe to support the channel for more programming and investing tutorials. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Thanks.